Assalamualaikum and a very good day to all of you. Hi everyone, my name is Arissa binti Nazrulhad. I'm 12 years old and currently studying at SK Merlimau. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I am a school librarian and an active member of Pasukan Pandu Putri Tunas. In fact, I am one of the candidates for Anugerah Pandu Putri Tunas Betul Pesuruhjaya Pandu Putri Malaysia and also one of the candidates for Anugerah Tokoh Muda. I enjoy participating in chorus speaking and action song competitions. As you may expect, English is my favorite subject. Today, I would like to talk about a very special book. It's my favorite book that I've ever read. It is titled The Magic Fairy Tree, The Enchanted Wood by Enid Blyton. This book has 197 pages and contains 29 amazing chapters. When I first saw the book, I was drawn by the cover. It is an amazing sort of whimsical vibe to it. I have always loved fantasy stories, so a book like this immediately caught my attention. As I mentioned earlier, the author is the famous Enid Blyton. Enid Mary Blyton was an English children's writer whose books have been worldwide bestsellers since the 1930s. She sold more than 600 million copies. Now, let me elaborate on the story. Published in 1939. The book starts with Joe, Beth, and Franny moving from a town with their parents as their father has got a job in the country. The cottage is not far from a wood which looks ordinary except that the trees are a darker green than usual. And some of them thought they were whispering secrets. After finding out that its name is the Enchanted Wood, they naturally have to explore. On their first trip into the wood, they brought some sandwiches for a picnic. They sat down and unpacked their sandwiches and also ate them happily as they listened to the trees whispering all the time. There are other folks living in the tree. There's the angry pixie who throws soup or ink over people looking to see him. Mr. What's his name, who can't even remember his own name and doesn't have a very pleasant temper either. And Dame Washler, who lives up to her name by doing washing in the tree and emptying her soapy water down through the branches and onto any unsuspecting person climbing the tree. There's Silky, the beautiful golden-haired fairy who becomes friends with the children and introduces them to pop cakes. When you bite into them, it will pop in your mouth. And of course, the aptly named Moonface, who lives right at the top of the tree and owns the famous slippery slip, which is the fun way of getting to the bottom of this huge tree if you don't feel like climbing down and have some toffee on you. These two appear more than any other character in the tree, apart from someone else who arrives halfway through. And then, just past Moonface's house, is a ladder leading up into the clouds. When the children climb it, they just find themselves in a roundabout line, which always spins around to music and only stops once in the blue moon. The book does take a while to get into the actual adventures, but the early chapters help the readers understand who everyone is and what the tree is like. And this is just the first of many adventures. They all visit the land of Saucepan Man, which results in this funny, daft little man who wears pots and pans in the tree, singing strange songs and taking part in their adventures, and ended up at Dame Schnapp's school after escaping from the land Take What You Want, which just shows that even the nicer lands can be dangerous. For me, this book was probably intended for younger readers, but it still holds up for adults years later. The lands, the characters, and the tree itself are so immensely. The only fault is that some of the ways they have escaped the lands or solved problems sometimes feel a bit so convenient. Whether it had been a plane in the land, take whatever you want, or if Rocking Land had tilted the other way. But I guess that's so they get to visit more than one land instead of spending the whole book escaping the first. I like that there are so many different lands. Some of them nice, some of them definitely not. The land of birthdays was my favorite place that they ever visit in this book, especially when they could wish for any food they wanted and it would appear in front of them. Beth wished for an ice cream sundae and suddenly the biggest, tallest sundae she had ever seen appeared on the plate. She also wished for strawberries and vanilla ice cream. Yummy. I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there too. Strawberry is my favorite ice cream flavor. My favorite part in this book is in chapter 7. Beth makes some toffee for Moonface. In this particular scene, Moonface swallowed large pieces of toffee and said, "Oobel, oobel, oobel, oobel," because he wasn't able to speak properly. His mouth was full of toffee. I found it hilarious just imagining it. From this book, I learned a lot of values. First, we should be friends with everyone regardless of who they are. The children made friends with weird characters like Moonface, Saucepan Man, gnomes, and bears, which normally aren't even very popular in the crowd. However, they proved to be good and worthy friends throughout the story. Second, I learned to be considerate and tolerate each other. When the bears fought with the polar bears said that they are cousins, so they shouldn't be fighting with each other. In our lives, we fight a lot with friends and siblings. This book has made me realize that I need to calm down in an argument and focus on what unites us instead of the ones that divide us. Last but not least, cherish your friends. The children explored in the wood together and created a lot of cherishable memories. They continued to stick together throughout the journey and had lots of fun. I learned that life is so much better when we have someone to share it with, like good friends and family. And just like Beth, who had a wonderful experience exploring the enchanted wood with her siblings. I wish to create a joyful memory with my siblings too. And that's all for my book review today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Goodbye.